All right, extreme counterbalancing, video number 2. This is going to be where I dial everything in, hopefully able to decide, is this what I want to use for my next club build? And is this going to be something that you might want to think about? Let's go. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Hopefully you saw my video a couple weeks back where I first get into this idea of extreme counterbalancing, that being putting extra weight beyond where your hands actually sit on the club, sort of like the pommel of a sword. So coming back to this video idea again today, gonna try and figure out, one, is it still seeming like a good idea? And two, trying to dial it in, making sure that I get the right weight that makes sense for me and also the right flex. And then hopefully at the end of that, I'll be able to say, yes or no, do I want to use this in my next build? And is this something I want to keep moving forward with and start to actually recommend or suggest to you guys out there as something you might want to try? So we're going to do all that in this video. First off, we're going to start off with just hitting 7 irons, stock configuration with Modus 120 X-Flex, the shaft that's in my irons right now. So this is going to be what we are sort of comparing everything else to, because I really like this shaft. I like this setup. So this is a pretty high bar to try and jump over, but we're going to see what happens. Also, stay tuned to somewhere in the middle of this video because I am going to announce who won the copper Mizuno custom wedge I just did. So you want to stay tuned for that. All right, Modus 120 X-Flex, standard length, no counterbalancing. Okay, second up, we've got the exact same configuration that I used in the previous video. So that is Modus, Nippon Modus 3, 105, stiff flex. This is an 1.5 inch extended with 25 grams extra weight, counterbalanced out here on the butt end. Also put a bigger mid-size grip on this one. So again, exact same as what I used to test this originally. Also again, put the little line right here showing me where I want to kind of keep my hands so that I have this pommel area past my hands, really trying to make that extreme counterbalance feel. Now, having now done this, and I've been testing this over the last couple weeks, I know every single time I do this, when I initially switch from standard length to one of these extreme counterbalance clubs, I pretty much always hit the first shot terrible. So because of that, every time I switch now, I'm going to throw out the first shot, regardless of whether it being good or bad, and then I'm going to keep everything after that. But the first shot, every time I switch between counterbalance and standard, it throws me off. So I need one at least to kind of get my bearings. So this first shot, we're going to dump, and then we'll kind of go from there. Okay, next one I want to try. This is now dropping a little bit more weight. So now we are in 95 grams. This is Aerotech steel fiber I-95 in stiff flex. Again, 1.5 inch long, counterbalance, 25 grams. Just in case you're wondering, I did also try this using the 120 gram X-Flex shaft, extending that out and counterbalancing it. And I'm not going to show you that one. I'll just tell you, that started to feel too heavy and just wasn't comfortable. So I think definitely needs to be a little bit lighter. The big question is really, is it 105 lighter or is it 95 lighter? Definitely the best one with this setup by far. Yeah, this one feels a little bit lighter than I think I would really like it to be. We're going to run through it again, hit each of them again another 5 times, and then we'll take a look at some of the numbers. All right, before we get into the second set, let's announce the winner of the Mizuno custom wedge. In case you didn't watch that build video, I'll put a link down below, but unfortunately, if you're just now watching this, that means, well, you're not going to have a chance to win this wedge, but I'll probably do some more giveaways like this, so definitely make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and just watching all the videos. All right, the winner of the Mizuno T24 copper denim wedge, all custom ferrule, dynamic gold, 120 tour issue shaft, Lambkin ST Plus hybrid grip is Jeff Pilar. Jeff, congratulations. I'm going to get in touch with you and we will figure out how to get you this wedge. So again, congratulations. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And again, we're going to do more of these. So for everyone who didn't win this time, there'll be more opportunities. But now let's get back to extreme counterbalancing. Oh, damn, that was perfect. Probably shouldn't get rid of that one, but I will. Oh, goodness. That one was pretty good. How'd that not drop? That was a good one. Okay, Modus 105, stiff, extreme counterbalancing. Again, we're going to scrap the first one. Man, another really good. My first ones are getting a lot better now. But we're going to scrap that one too, just like we did with the other one. That guy was just a fraction skinny, but it's going to be good. Yeah. Well, that right there was a pretty good showing there. All right, one more. Let's go back to the 95. All right, steel fiber I-95. I'm pretty sure that this has gotten a little bit too light for my liking based on the first set, but again, we're going to give it a fair shake and give it 5 more. Not nearly as good as the previous 2 scrap shots. Felt really good. That one's got a chance. That one's got a chance. That one's got a chance. Not a great swing. Still hit pretty solidly. I feel like the quality of the strikes, whether it's in the 105 gram setup, extreme counterbalanced, or even in the 95, which again, I still think just feels a little bit too light for me. But the quality of the strike is definitely really good. Directionally, I'm still trying to kind of figure it out a little bit, but the quality as far as the center contact goes seems to be better with this extreme counterbalance, which is kind of what I was thinking it would be when I started this whole idea. Yeah. There's another pretty good one right there. Here's all the numbers. Again, this is kind of what we saw when I did this the first time, albeit that was with 130 gram dynamic gold, and this time my baseline shaft, or my shaft to beat, was the actual shaft I used, the 120 Modus in X. And that shaft is great. I mean, I really like the way that that shaft works for me. The weight is right where I need it to be to give me as much consistency as I can hope for. So overall, the numbers were really solid there. But again, when we move into the counterbalance stuff, what do we see? I see a little increase in my club head speed. And in this case today, I saw actually an increase in my efficiency as well. So it wasn't just my club head speed got faster and my ball speed got equally faster. It was my ball speed actually improved even more with the counterbalance. So that 105 is definitely where we want it to be. Again, ball speed went up, club head speed went up, spin went up as well. My short to long dispersion with that 105 extreme counterbalance was also tighter. I think, as much as I hate to say it, because definitely the shot of the day, the highlight for today came from that 95 gram steel fiber shaft. But even with that in mind, I still think that shaft is just a little bit too light feeling for me. It just feels like I can get a little bit too loose with my swing at that 95 gram weight. Now, last thing I want to do is, now that we've kind of got the weight, I feel like dialed in, I think 105 is the place to be. I want to just see what happens if we move into one flex stiffer, because obviously everything's been pretty much going a little bit to the left here. I had the 120X, albeit that shaft is really a little bit softer, even though it's an X, but I just want to see what happens to my overall dispersion, my overall start line, if we go into the 105X versus that 105S. Stiff versus extra stiff, regular versus stiff. Anytime we're moving between two different flexes, really the big difference is just going to be slight shifts in maybe the height, but really just the start line, as the more flexible shaft is more likely to kind of close up a little more and start the ball a little bit further left, at least for a right-handed golfer. So we'll see now going into the X if that moves that start line a touch more to the right. All right, finally, the X versus the S. We expected to see the start line maybe a tiny bit more to the right, and that's essentially what we saw, and it was really, really just a tiny amount. All right, so I think I feel confident enough that I am going to go ahead and say that my next build is going to be in this extreme counterbalanced setup. So definitely stay tuned for that. We've got the shaft weight figured out. Stiff or extra stiff, again, I'm still debating there, but you'll have to stay tuned, see exactly what shaft, head, what grip I'm going to be using. Probably going to have some custom ferrules of some kind on there as well. So be looking out for that what's in the bag build video that will be coming up in the near future. And you can also bet that we are definitely going to be getting into next drivers and fairway woods with this extreme counterbalance idea, and see if this same setup is transferable to those longer, lighter golf clubs. So stay tuned for that. Definitely make sure you go down below, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought about this idea, if you've ever tried anything like this. Again, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit that like button, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.